it's obviously a very serious issue, this FBI raid of Mar-a-Lago. It has gone nuclear. But their defense, Trump and his legal team, really seems to want to make this into a joke. We've got Donald Trump doing that. We're gonna get to that in one sec. But first, here is Alina Habba, one of his lawyers, responding to the damning revelation that he had all of these empty folders marked classified where we don't know where the documents are. Here's how she tried to defend that.
Amazing. At first, it was the codes to the nuclear weapons. Right. Now it's invisible classified documents. It could mean anything. I don't know. It could mean that they gave those documents to NARA and to the FBI prior, as we know, which they had done. It could mean there was nothing in them. It could mean they're invisible if you're, in their administration.
Okay, so she's sitting there, so you can't tell, but she's dancing at the same time, trying to come up with some way to defend it. Okay, so first it was the nuclear code. First of all, the leaks about the documents being about nukes never said that it was the nuclear codes, which, by the way, would have changed by now anyway. It is stupid to think that, it's hardwired. Got to keep that 3 where it is. Nobody thought that's what it was. So it's a ridiculous aside. She puts forward one plausible explanation. Maybe the folders are empty because they gave all those documents back. Now, why exactly they would take the documents out of the folder to then hand it in and keep the folders makes no sense. Why do you want empty folders marked classified? But Donald Trump is a legit crazy person, so maybe that's the explanation. The idea that the documents are invisible, look, as a fan of sci-fi and fantasy, I like that as a possibility. Invisible documents, very cool concept. I don't think that's what it is here. And she says, this is what she said with a relatively straight face. There was never anything in them. Donald Trump took folders that were empty, held on to folders that were empty for 18 months that never had any documents in them. That's what she would have you believe Donald Trump did. Come on, JR, come on.
Nobody robs banks in these images that I always keep giving you guys of bank robberies. But the defense here, at least from her, I guess dancing defense, as you pointed out, is, yeah, you guys caught me with $80,000 that I stole from that bank, but I gave back $20,000 the first time you came. Why are you still bugging me? Oh, and sorry, the bands that were wrapped around those bills, I still have those. I gave you the money back, but I have the bands. That means there's no money in them. Why would you be after me for the bands that were around the dollar bill? Bro, you had information and documents that you were not supposed to have. That's the first thing. It should also be the last thing. Why are we breaking down whether or not you gave back 25% of them or not? Or whether or not they had to come back 4 times to get the rest of it? Or whether or not the folders that were holding the documents were still there or not? Or whether or not they're on the floor, or if they're in the closet, or if they're on the shelf, or if they're in the drawer, or if they're in the ceiling. Who cares? You effing had them. Beginning and end.
Yeah, you are 100% right.
Sense.
Yeah, look, we do a show every day, so we're gonna talk about and analyze all of the little developments that come from this. We'll continue to do that. The fundamental fact is that he broke the law dozens and dozens and dozens of times. He knowingly did it, and then he tried to obstruct the investigation. So never forget that. I'm gonna tweak your metaphor though. It's like they show up to the hideout and they find a bunch, there's a table and it's just covered with the official government issue big bags with the dollar bill sign on it. There's no bills in it. Maybe the bills are invisible. Maybe I just wanted the bags with the dollar bill signs on them. But anyway, here is Donald Trump's attempt to turn the indisputable fact that he broke the law into a joke. He truthed. Not only did the FBI steal my passports in the FBI raid and break in of my home Mar-a-Lago, but it has just been learned through court filings that they also improperly took my complete and highly confidential medical file and history with all the bells and whistles that they found inside of my body. I'm kidding. At least they'll see that I'm very healthy, an absolutely perfect physical specimen. Plus personal tax records, illegal to take, and lawyer-client privilege information, a definite no-no, days of the Soviet Union. Does that mean that, you're liking the days? I don't understand. A perfect physical specimen. I will give him that. That's kind of funny. I do like that in the middle of it. it's all a bunch of lies, and it's lies to distract from the fact that he broke the law. But the idea that he's in perfect physical health, I think, is one of the funniest things a right winger has said in years.
Isn't that crazy? If you're having trouble with classified documents as former president that you hoarded in your house that you've been discovered, do you think you'd be thinking about whether or not the folks who collected all that then discovered your Viagra prescriptions as well in your medical files? This is what he's concerned with. He's literally tweeting out or truthing out about his medical files, and it's embarrassing things that they might read about him versus him hoarding classified documents. I had to stop myself a couple times there, John.
Yeah,
him hoarding classified documents. If you're in this kind of trouble, would you be caring about your embarrassing documents from your doctor that says you're actually overweight, that we all know?
I agree. Heads up to the technical director. Be ready if Jayar does let an F-bomb slip, covered up with all the bells and whistles you can get.